Hey, my name is Bree Joy, and I'm a Revelation Wellness instructor. And today I get to talk to you about how to protect that lower back. So first things first is we gotta get in our bodies and get aware. So think of a neutral spine as being from tail all the way up through your spine to the crown of your head. I like to think of it as head over heart and heart over pelvis, finding that groundedness in all four corners of your feet, the front two corners of your feet and the back by your heels, feeling that groundedness up and through. We also need to become aware of very common dysfunctions. Now, lower back pain is one of the most common problems and issues that prevents people from going into exercising and movement in general. But a lot of times it comes from what's called lower cross syndrome, where we have these tight hip flexors and tight lower back muscles, weak glutes, and weak core. The lower back cannot be left alone. We can't target the lower back and say we only have to fix the lower back pain. No, because it's connected to what's called the lumbar pelvic hip complex, which is that pelvis, the hip flexors, the core, the glutes, the lower back is all connected. So if we are experiencing low back pain and we want to strengthen that, we have to also look at the core and the hip flexors and the glutes. They're all in one and they move together through compound movements like walking and squats and lunges. So it's very important that we first of all get aware of that neutral spine that we carry through space and carry through compound movements, as well as become aware of those really common dysfunctions that come with sitting a lot, sitting at a desk, sitting on a couch, and we target those. So first, get aware, get in your body, right? And the second is to learn to engage that deep intrinsic core musculature. It's the kind of core movements that don't just come from sit-ups and crunches. No, it comes from little tiny intrinsic movements, that those muscles that are attached not only to your lower back, but also to your spine and your pelvic floor, right? So even right now, together, we can place our hands on our rib cage on either side, and we can breathe. Breathe and feel that expansion 360 through your rib cage, through your back, through the front center part of your body. Just get aware, like we already talked about before. And now picture in your head like you're inflating that whole section from pelvic floor up through the rib cage, inflating as you inhale like a balloon. And as you exhale, that balloon is just letting that air go, and you're contracting and pulling down through that exhale. So you think of your breathing muscles are your core muscles, are your lower back. It's all connected. So go ahead again, inhale nice and big, inflate the balloon, relax the pelvic floor, hold, and then exhale, contract. Rib cage comes down and in. Pelvis tucks just ever so slightly. Now, one more time with that, I want you to imagine as you exhale, you're blowing through a balloon. You're blowing a balloon up. And even if you have a balloon at home, go ahead and grab it and just practice this right now. Inhale, exhale. Did you feel your inner core turn on? Try practicing. If you didn't, go ahead, grab a balloon, or just imagine like you're blowing that balloon up. So that is the second. Learn to engage the deep core muscles that are also your lower back muscles. So you can also do little micro movements that are pelvic tilts. So I'll turn to the side here. So inhale, inflate, relax the pelvic floor, inflate 360 through the rib cage. Exhale, pelvic tilt, curl the tailbone under. And then you inhale, expansion. You can also do those on the floor. So the last is to learn to control that lumbar pelvic hip complex through larger ranges of motion, through larger movements like the squat and the lunge. So go ahead, if you want to follow with me, do a squat and just become aware of what we just did. We get aware of neutral spine in our squat. First thing to check off, neutral spine. Okay, just thinking tail to crown, head over heart, heart over pelvis, right? And then use your breath to really engage the deep core muscles. So go ahead, inhale. Exhale, blow into that balloon. You can even feel your muscles if you want to hold onto it as you breathe, just to poke and prod and feel what's really engaging. Good. Last but not least, I know we talked about that common lower cross syndrome with the tight hip flexors, the tight lower back, the weak glutes, and the weak core. Very common. So what we can do is roll out and stretch those hip flexors, roll out and stretch the lower back on the sides here, and then strengthen the glutes. Learn how to activate those glutes and activate, just like we practiced today, those deep core muscles. So comment below, let me know what you learned today. Let me know about your lower back and what you have going on. And then head over to revelationwellness.org for more training resources and even some more workouts that you can do right at home.